Hello again everybody, and a very warm welcome back to you all. Of course, as always, we are at the Singapore Changi Airport scenery for Microsoft Flight Simulator, and we are in the latest development branch version of the Heavy Division 787-10 Dreamliner in Microsoft Flight Simulator. There is, I think, David actually to the right hand side of us. We've got Wesley connecting over the next couple of minutes as well, and potentially a couple of others flying along as well. We're at gate Alpha 10 at Changi, and we've got the, I think it was WS Designs, or WS Scenery, Changi Airport for Microsoft Flight Simulator installed as well. Alberto, hello to you, good morning to you over in Chile. Yoep, hello to you as well, good afternoon to yourself. Great scenery this is, it's available on Orbex at the moment, and if we zoom out, rewound the time a little bit just to sort of sunset, we've got the infamous dome that Singapore is famous for, of course, over there, and potentially we'll be taxiing past that in a very short while, so we'll be sure to have a little look. It's payware scenery as well. Isaac, it is indeed payware scenery, yes, on Orbex. I think it's WS Designs that's created it, I forget. David A, good morning, and Tony, hi to you, hope you're okay, mate. So it's been a couple of weeks since I was last in this 787, and quite a lot of things have changed while I've been away as well. There's been quite a few updates made by the developer, so we're going to fly it today and give it a go. And Tony, nice. Yeah, you want to get out of there as fast as possible. We're going to check it all out today, and we're going to be flying to Bangkok. We've been graced with ground approach and centre on VATSIM today, which is absolutely fantastic, and the ATIS at the moment is saying Singapore Changi Airport Information Golf, info Golf, expect ILS approach, simultaneous dependent ILS visual approaches are being conducted, departure runway 20 centre, arrival runway 20 right and 20 centre, surface wind 170 at 9 knots, visibility 10 kilometers or more, clouds few at 1,800 feet, broken 3,000 feet, and temperature plus 29 degrees Celsius, dew point plus 26, so very close actually to matching there. QNH 1006.
The appropriate call sign for Singapore. Singapore's ICAO code would be Sierra India Alpha followed by 365. Please refund.
So, Barrow, let's see. HP8
Negative Sierra
1006, like so. 1006. Let's see, we've got information Golf 1006. We're expecting the Mersing 8 Bravo departure. VMR 8B, I think it's in the pin messages there. Fetz, hello to you, welcome. Oh, yeah, nice. Multitasking. I like it. When you import with SimBrief now, this brings up like a little loading message down here as well, saying standby 1, which is quite cool. Wojtek, hello to you. CloudSurf Asia Simulations, that's it, Ashley, thank you very much. Isaac's asking how much the scenery is. Bear with me, I'll find out. I'll get it Orbex on my browser just now. Singapore, let's have a look. It is $22 Australian dollars 79 cents. So yeah, you're looking, I think it's about £15, £12, very reasonable for payware. And obviously Singapore's a huge airport as well. Jonathan, hello to you, welcome. Greaser, hi to you as well. Yeah, this is really good. For those of you seeing first time the Heavy Division mod, there's been a lot of detail that's gone into the flight plan manager and all that sort of stuff as well. So if I zoom out here, you can see there we've got the flight plan route looking pretty good actually, pretty crisp. And if I show you guys Navigraph for the visualization of the route, if you like, there's Singapore Changi, we're at Alpha 10 there. We'll push back onto Victor 12 and then probably get taxi Victor. And then maybe Papa or Quebec perhaps, down to the whole point Tango 1, runway 20 centre. That's kind of what I'm expecting potentially. Sid, Mersing 8 Bravo. or VMR 8 Bravo, tracking that Tetong VOR and also Mersing VOR up here as well. But basically departing south over the water, turning left above 2,500 feet at Beaver. Divs are at 230 knot restriction there for speed. Then a left turn to Dospa to then head north up towards a couple of VORs. So Tekong first, 1165, Atta above 7,000, and then ignoring that one because that's for a different departure routing, up to Mersing 1168 VMR VOR as well. So we'll tune those into the RadNav so we've got something to track as well. 1165, 7,000 and 1168. If you're new to the channel, do click that subscribe button down below. Let's get rid of that out of the way there. Navrad. And don't forget to give the live stream a little like today, guys, as well. Clear that. 116 decimal 8. That's Mersing and Tetong 1165, which is the one that we crossed first, but I'll put it into the right VOR. And then up here we can go menu, VOR left, VOR right. That'll do. Legs are all ready to go, and I think everything else looks like it's pretty much ready to go as well. We've got the Luke Air tool for a load of announcements as well, of course. We've got the Singapore Airlines announcements too. Doctor on board, thanks. Red thread. This is the development version. And Lair, yes. Indeed we are. Well, we haven't yet. Here we go. 1243 and 1243. Singapore ground, good evening Singapore, 712 heavy, it's Boeing 787-10 on gate Alpha 10, information Golf on board, QNH 1006, request IFR clearance to Bangkok.
Singapore 712, good evening Singapore ground, standby for clearance number 1.
Roger. 20, so he's going to check our route basically. He'll probably tell us to make sure that we're on the Mersing 8 Bravo instead for 20 centre for that departure. Airport 20 centre, and that's a bearing at 203. Looking at the charts, so I've got 203 and then Mersing 8 Bravo, which is also 203 down to Ledox, so we can go ahead and set that one now. With this, you've got to, as with any aircraft really, the more realistic it becomes, you've got to give it all the data that it could possibly want into the FMS so that it works correctly, basically.
712, ready, copy, clearance.
A firm, Singapore 712 heavy.
Singapore 712, information hotel now current, cleared to Bangkok, Mersing 8 Bravo departure, flight plan route, flight level 380, squawk 0117.
Clear to Bangkok, Mersing 8 Bravo departure, and information hotel now current, squawk 0117 was it, Singapore 712.
Singapore 712, confirm flight level 380.
I confirm flight level 380 for Singapore 712.
Singapore 712, read back correct, call when ready for push.
Okay. Nav, menu, transponder 0117. Set. Wesley said he was on the side. Isaac's asking, good afternoon Dan, hope you're okay. Isaac's asking, how do you get VATSIM notifications to pop up in MSFS? And effectively, just get rid of those speed brakes. Effectively, you just enable a setting inside vPilot. So you go settings, notifications, and then you want to tick show incoming text messages in simulator. There's also a setting in the menu in the sim that you now need to change, but I daren't show you that sadly, because if I pause the sim, it will completely screw it will completely screw my flight up, and I'll have to restart the entire thing. We've not gone long for time because I want a little bit of sunset off in the distance there, but we are pretty much at night time. We're a couple of hours behind real time here in the sim for timings. Might bring it forwards a little bit more so we have a bit of a lighter departure. 230, flight level 380. And information hotel is now current. So it is. It's refreshed. QNH1006 still. We've got that tuned there and there, ready to go as well. Happy days. Looking good. So, I think it's time to go. Make sure we've got seatbelt signs on. APU's fired up. Fuel, we've got plenty of that still. 8 and 8, 16, 189.9, which is good. That's showing pretty much what SimBrief predicted. Lord Jonas, I don't think they do just yet, but it's something that they're trying to work on, of course. Make sure I've got Volanta ready to go as well. Yes. Isaac, fantastic. And we've got ground, we've got approach on 1246, which I think we've got tuned next. 1246, yep, there we go, happy days. And then we'll be off on Unicom, I believe, as well. And there you go. The menu in the sim, thanks Ashley, is assistance options, notifications, and then software tips. So you turn that on as well.
217 on Tango.
We're ready, folks.
217, good evening, Singapore ground, welcome home. Taxi Tango, Papa 4, Papa 7 to Bay Delta 44.
Cockpit to ground.
Taxi Tango, Papa 4, Papa 7 to Bay Delta 44, 217, thanks.
Love this little pneumatic lift that it does. Get the beacon on quick. Singapore 712 heavy, gate Alpha 10, request push and start.
Singapore 712, push and start approved, facing north.
Push start approved, face north, Singapore 712.
Parking brake set, lifting the aircraft.
Singapore ground, Singapore
Here we go.
490, requesting push and start from Alpha 12.
Standing by for pushback.
Love that little feature, it's so good. It's the little things in this sim make it really good.
And last station calling, confirm call sign please.
Go ahead.
Singapore 490.
Start and push. Parking brake
And
set.
Singapore 490, just to confirm you have received your ATC clearance from what it sent earlier.
Lord Jonas,
Yes,
it is
I
indeed,
received it
yes.
from, Singapore
The
to,
Rolls-Royce
radar.
one.
Parking brakes are released. Commencing pushback.
And Singapore 490, stand by for push due
Starting
traffic.
the sequence.
I'm not sure where. Got to push back to, but there's the green lights. Works calling. Very hush hush on the engines, isn't it?
Pushback completed. Please set your parking brake. Parking brake set. Parking brake set. Lowering aircraft.
There's a lot of stuff going on this screen at the moment.
Startup is complete. You may disconnect. Roger. Good engine start. Clear to disconnect. See you at the side. Have a good flight. Holding position waiting for visual. Thank you. Goodbye.
There's David, there's Wesley. Stick them on auto. That's all on. Don't need no crossfeed. I might as well leave that APU gens on, to be fair. Go flaps 10. Set Fly Live Studios, I think, from memory.
Singapore 712, Singapore ground.
Pass message Singapore 712.
Singapore 712, I have a re-clearance. Advice ready, copy.
A firm, ready to copy.
Singapore 712, re-cleared. Mersing 8, Foxtrot departure. Rest of clearance remains unchanged.
Messing 8 Foxtrot departure, and is that departing a different runway or still 20 centre, Singapore 712?
Singapore 712, Mersing 8, Foxtrot would be for runway 20 right. We're changing back to a single runway operation.
Roger, Mersing 8 Foxtrot for 20 right, Singapore 712 heavy.
G'day, Thai 9 triple 9 requesting Alpha clearance to Bangkok, flight level 370.
Now we've got to change this. We've got 20, nope. 20
last station, say call sign.
right.
Thai 99999 triple 9.
Mersing 8 Foxtrot. Look at that, switched over quite nicely there. We check legs.
Singapore ground, good evening. Stand by for clearance number 1.
Singapore ground, Singapore 490.
I think that's the one that we were talking about earlier anyway, to be fair. So it's going to be taxi, Victor and Whiskey.
Traffic.
Roger, sir. Just confirming you have my flight plan and clearance.
And if sir, we will issue you the re-clearance shortly.
Singapore 712 request taxi. 20 right.
Singapore 712, taxi Victor, Victor 6, Whiskey, to holding point Whiskey 1, runway 20 right.
Taxi Victor, Victor 6, Whiskey, holding point Whiskey 1, runway 20 right. Singapore 712 heavy. Victor 6 is there, so brakes off.
Singapore 490, push and start approved, face north.
Push and start approved, face north, Singapore 490.
Hi, 99999, flight level 370 is unavailable. Can you accept flight level 360 or 380?
What's X360, Thai 9 triple 9?
Oh, that's a nice. Very cool.
Hi, 99999, ready copy clearance.
Thai 9 triple 9.
stowed away. Put the bed seat upright.
Thai 99999, cleared to Bangkok, Mersing 8 Foxtrot departure, flight 10 route, flight level 360, squawk 0121.
It's a bit better.
Please repeat the squawk code, please. Thai 999.
We can see now.
Squawk 0121.
You have an ETA, it's about 2 and a bit hours, I think.
Which runway? Thai 999.
Thai 99999, Mersing 8 Foxtrot, runway 20 right, read back please.
Thai 999 cleared to Bangkok level 360, squawk 0121, departures Mercy 8 Foxtrot departure, runway 20 right, Thai 999.
Thai 99999, read back is correct, advance and ready for push.
Thai 999 requesting pushback.
I'm trying to think.
The metal flat.
There we go, let's have a look.
Thai 99999, I will need you to read back the entire call sign in its entirety. And stand by for push number 1. Correction, due traffic.
Thai 999.
Victor 6 coming up.
Stand by.
Oh, Ihio, thank you. Yep.
Over your mouth and nose.
RTO, and we'll
The others.
get the spoilers armed as well.
The oxygen mask of this aircraft.
Fitting on locked container. That's doesn't it, Steve?
There are several emergency.
There's the Singapore scenery.
Few moments now.
As we turn at Victor 6, I better look where we're going. Wesley, be patient. You're number 2. David's waiting to push back as well. Tight turn. .230 for the speed restriction on departure as well.
If you can't reach the seat in front of you,
Nikolai, it's the Asobo 787-10 that's in Premium Deluxe, but it's got the Heavy Division mod, which improves it quite significantly.
an emergency evacuation. Before you
Yeah,
stand
Herbert.
slide,
Call signs could be quite good. Not a fan of difficult call signs. Cough, Wesley. Does make it unnecessarily difficult sometimes. It's harder to say for yourself as well.
Singapore 490, Singapore ground.
Singapore ground, sorry. I'm having issues with my pushback. It's not responding.
Singapore 490, are you able to push back in the next 2 minutes? If not, I will let your friend go first.
Let him go first. I'm probably going to have to use my reverse as we get out of here.
How long the runway was? Wow, only halfway.
Copy 999, so we are allowed to go now?
Yeah, yes, all that.
Push and start proof facing north.
Thanks to the controllers for connecting, of course. Really kind of you guys connecting to give us some ATC late at night.
And Singapore 490, pushback clearance is cancelled. Recall when ready for push.
Copy. It's working now, but I'll wait for the other guy. Singapore 490.
Nikolai, which giveaway, and did you claim within the 24 hours? Because it's down to yourself to contact me to claim the prize. Yeah, David, exactly, and we do like passive controllers helping us out on the network. Wow, the longest safety demonstration I've heard in a while, that. Look at that, added realism. What's this doing? I thought I got whiskey 2s on the left where the little signs are, then after that runway.
Singapore 712, contact Singapore approach 124.6, have a good night.
Singapore approach 124.6 set for Singapore 712 heavy, thank you for the ATC, good night. Nikolai, ping me a message on Discord again, then hopefully you can pick up the trail. You should have received it. Singapore approach, good evening. Singapore 712 heavy is holding at whiskey 1, ready for departure.
Singapore
Herbert.
712 Singapore approach, good evening. Surface wind is 170 degrees, 7 knots, runway 20 right, clear for takeoff.
Clear takeoff, Singapore 712. Herbert, guessing you didn't see yesterday's stream. We were literally in it yesterday. Get the flight directors on. Use that whole runway. We get onto Unicon, I might very quickly have to call work for something potentially urgent. Shouldn't take too long. Guys at the centre line. Yeah, yesterday we flew Dusseldorf to Palma Mallorca, the new Just Flight scenery. Here we go. 80 knots already. Here we go. And away we are. Positive rate. Gear up. There's Wesley down below. There's Wesley and David.
Singapore 712 identified, climb to flight level 240, you can turn left, heading 050.
Climb flight level 240 and left 040 for Singapore 712.
Singapore 712 negative, left heading 050.
Left 050, Singapore 712. Nice little shortcut already.
Bank angle, bank angle. Bank angle, bank angle.
Little bit jolty sometimes. Not quite sure what the on VNAV's auto throttle. Let's do 235, 230. That's a bit better. It feels like it's stabilised a bit more now.
Singapore 712, proceed direct Victor Tango Kilo.
Direct Victor Tango Kilo, Singapore 712. Go. Yeah, she flies pretty well, Kieran, to be fair. The FT Sim sounds are pretty good as well. Let's have a look at. I mean, there's loads of updates to updates and tweaks, I should say, to the Heavy Division aircraft. To be fair, so they have done quite a lot. If you go into their Discord server, you'll see one of the announcements branches called 787XH Dev Updates, and you scroll through that, and there's SimBrief import improvements. Input to altitude methods, updates to different bits of script and things. Quite hard to sort of read through some of the work that's been done, but lots of dependencies, layout JSON updates, nav data, LNAV related stuff, VNAV related things as well, CDU inputs, which is all quite cool. We could probably go to normal VNAV speed. And we've got flight level, so we'll go to standard pressure, but we can't click the center because it's an update 5, so we've got to go to 1013 by scrolling. Like so. And we're going to recenter this heading bug too. The bank angle thing is something that's come in with the sim update as well. Effectively, you go onto auto bank limit, which is just here. I'll show you guys. If you turn it on to 30, it goes just slightly above 30, and then it gives you the bank angle warning. So what I do is I turn the collar back 1 to 25, and that will hold a nice sort of 25 to 30 degree bank, which is all pretty good.
Takeoff approach time 99920 right holding.
33 shopping is updated.
Hi, 99999 Singapore approach.
And receive.
I need to read back your full call time. Do not confuse with other aircraft on this frequency. Should there be any similar call time?
$180 spent in a single receipt. Well stock flights. More details can be found.
Time 9999920 right.
Hi, 99999. I see a Whiskey 2 and you're cleared for Whiskey 1. Takeoff run available 3842.
Michael, hello, welcome. All good, thank you. If you right click first, hovering over the knob, left click. Yeah, I tried that actually. Let's try it again.
99999 negative hold position. You are not cleared for takeoff. You have been cleared to holding point Whiskey 1. Not
Yeah, that doesn't work for me.
Whiskey 2, takeoff run available.
That's fine, we'll go to that, and we're also climbing away, so turn those off.
9999 able.
Hi, 99999.
And that one off.
170 degrees, 7 knots. Runway 20.
And that one as well.
Clear for takeoff 20 right. Time 9999.
Alberto, if you, let's see, if you go on Google, I'll find the link in a second. If you go on Google and you type FTSim plus 787 MSFS, it will pop up for you, and you'll be able to see it. Sim updates due 19th of October. Ooh, very worrying. Red Threads, yeah, it's a lot further ahead to be fair. Flabberwire is a lot further ahead, but this can do automated holds, which is obviously something Flabberwire still can't do. So in that sense, very good. Let's switch those displays, and we'll turn the range up a bit. That's probably a good one. 160 is a nice one. Dan, I'm in agreement there. it's even difficult for me to hear, sort of work out. Too many nines, especially when you have to say niner. Don't forget to hit the like button, guys. 29 likes at the moment. 101 watching. Hopefully if you guys are enjoying it, give us a little thumbs up. BTK, we've passed that, and that was VOR right. So let's go to VOR right there. And yeah, all good. It's 40 miles to VMR.
Yes, 10999er.
GT, yeah, every update's a complete worry, isn't it? John, you just press ICAS. and it switches between the two there, like so. And obviously this one can move up as well, so you can change the range of that one as well if you want to fly first officer. And T1 Michael, hello, welcome, thank you. I think you're my approach controller, I believe. Yes, thank you very much for tuning in today and giving us a little bit of ATC as well. Really appreciated. Thanks for thanks for dealing with Wesley and his 4 9s. VX Auto VOR, how can I use that? Is that add-on? How do you mean? So all I've done is I've basically tuned them in here for departure. Just to track distance as well, 31 miles to VMR, which is the end point of the the SID, which is good for us to know. Simply Bob, hello to you, welcome. Hope you're okay. 20,000. I imagine very shortly we'll be out of Michael's airspace perhaps as well. Let's see. No one else is online, so we can preempt in a little while and change to Unicom. So we'll put that into the standby box ready. And we're climbing away. Michael, yeah. Or you could do 9er, 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 and then you'd have to say similar call sign at the end, and so would Wesley. Pete, it's yeah, it's quite good. Wow, last saw me flying it back in May. Oh yeah, I've flown it quite a few times since, but it's progressed really nicely as well, to be fair. Pete, no worries at all. Thank you for tuning in. Hope you've enjoyed the short bit so far.
Singapore 712, you're leaving my airspace. Monitor Unicom 122.8. Have a great stream. Bye bye.
Monitor Unicom 122.8 for Singapore 712 Heavy. Thank you very much for the ATC. Much appreciated. Good night.
Good night.
So we'll continue climbing to 380 now, and we're on Unicom. So climbing away, we're on VNAV speed, LNAV, and auto throttle's working away. We could probably turn that one off as well. Joshim, welcome to you as well. Hello, I think you're our ground controller, I believe. Yes, so thank you very much to yourself as well. Really kind of you guys connecting and giving us some evening ATC. They're off now. There we go. Christopher, hi. Last time I flew the 787 into Bangkok, got stuck in a taxiway, couldn't move forward even in toga. Is that, how long ago was that then? It sounds like it was quite a while ago. Unless it was recent, in which case, let us know what the taxiway was, so I can try and avoid it when we get there. Don't want that at the end of the stream, as we arrive. Spooky, have you had this problem where the length of the flight in SimBrief is different from the one imported to the FMS? So you get two figures on SimBrief. You get airtime, which is the estimated time after takeoff to touchdown, basically, and then you have an en route sort of, or an ETA. The ETA is actually, it calculates to when you fly over the airfield, so not when you're landing. It's your arrival over the airfield. And Wesley, the controllers are correct. It's not 999er or anything like that. It's 99999er. And Jershim, thank you very much. Really appreciate it. Hope you enjoyed a little bit of traffic. Phil Horton, hello to you. Welcome. Hope you're okay. And TA Nick, wow, nice, from Singapore as well. The scenery for Singapore Changi is really nice for Microsoft Flight Simulator. We saw a little snippet of it today. We were going to taxi around it, but we had the better runway given to us instead, which is good. Hopefully you guys saw a little bit of it. Indeed. Wesley, it'd be worth looking at the ICAO sort of like bits as well. I think it's more of a US thing. There we go, as David's saying. There's all kinds of radio telephony rules and all sorts of stuff. But it's a US specific thing, similar to altimeters. You know, the US is one of the only sort of countries using inches of mercury still. Quite a lot have gone to, including the UK now, gone to HPA. We used to be in millibar years ago. Nem, hello to you, welcome. DeJourn, hi, hope you're okay. Well, in total I think it's cost about £1,700 for the entire rig. I've recently updated the motherboard and added a hard drive as well. Or into the thunderstorms. Not sure if you can get it where you are, Wesley, actually. It'd be really good, or worth a read for the PPL radio telephony manuals by Pulleys. About £20 for the book or so, but it gives you a really good insight to how radio telephony is structured. Isaac, hi. I do start from cold and dark, but it takes a little while to set up, of course. I do set some of them in cold and dark, of course, but not all of them. As you saw today, we sort of dived in as if we've just boarded, and the crew have got everything set up. Wow, good grief. Apparently no weather though. We have a turbulence radar thing on this. I don't think we do we? Don't believe so. Dan, yeah, you know what? That's a great idea. Even just like 9er, that's it. Singapore 9er. Not going to see too much, I don't think. What other custom views have we got? We could just about see all the cloud. H1, wow, thanks. Wesley, you used to use 101, what happened to that? I thought that was your little signature call sign. You knew Wesley was online because you'd get Singapore 101. How come you changed it? Friday, we've got another stream planned in the CRJ, so I'm going to be jumping back into the Aerosoft CRJ. Haven't flown that for a little while actually, really like all that. Sounds better. 101 I think sounds better. So our route takes us all the way up Kuala Lumpur and their east coast before breaking off just before Yala, heading up pretty much in a straight line up towards Bangkok, into Dolni, which is where we're basically going to make an approach. Sadly, there's no scenery, I don't think, for Bangkok in Microsoft Flight Simulator, sadly. Tobago, hello, welcome. What's the latest updates to the 787? So just more LNAV, VNAV improvements, and everything worked quite nicely. It's going to be interesting actually to see what happens with Sim Update 6. If I manage, he says, to get a cross the pond slot, I'll be flying the 787 most definitely. Ah, David Strange. What airport were you flying into by any, out of question, out of curiosity? There's your progress page for those of you who might want to do cross the pond in this as well. So it'll tell you your next waypoint. There we go, just a quick little refresh for us. Text tells you your next waypoint, Gumbo, and then the one beyond that, Lassob, which is the 2 you need for a position report as well. Oceanic, and then it also tells you ETA at Bangkok. Roland, hello, welcome. It was a great holiday, thank you very much. And Dan, it does. We had one A330 yesterday actually, matched quite nicely, and I think David, it might have been David A that's flying along today earlier on. He got stuck with Pushback earlier with a bug. He was in an A330, which is quite cool. Christopher, good. I think it sounds like it was a good decision of me to use nighttime then. Could put it in live weather now, to be fair. Legs. Yeah, I'm looking forward to the bug fixes, to be fair, from Sim Update 5. David, you're airborne, good stuff. Crank her up to 320 and you'll be catching up in no time. There's our little forecast top of descent marker for Dolni, but it will probably move closer to ALUMO once I get the arrival stuff put in. I'll do that around Dugon and Tonic. Get the latest ATIS and things, or METARs, whatever's available for Bangkok. 15 knot crosswind. Yeah, the only thing, Christopher, is trying to taxi in at an airport that's completely pitch black. That's going to be quite entertaining. Well, Aerosoft, for Sim Update 5, Aerosoft themselves are actually quite excited about the update coming soon. Apparently, the Sobo have done a lot of stuff that allows them to do what they want with the Twin Otter for engine simulations and system depth and all that sort of stuff. Wesley, yes, there you go. Basically, I think it was every month as a channel member you get one super chat for free or something that makes your things stand out, and obviously tells everyone how long you've been a member for as well, which is quite cool. Wesley doing a bit of flex. That one doesn't read out though. Everyone else would be pleased to know before we get 1,000 A's and symbols. Oh, William, nice. Who's making Kodiak? What is the Kodiak actually? Long list of fixes on the blog. Let's have a look, shall we? Forums, isn't it? Nice weather down below. Where's the update to it? Ugh, Captain Sim's got their 777 in the marketplace. I wish there was more quality control with that, to be honest. They didn't allow the trash into the marketplace.
Shoremate 1 duodecillion 111 undecillion 101 decillion 10 nonillion 102 octillion 203 septillion 44 sextillion 734 quintillion 836 quadrillion 496 trillion 300.
Wow. Dan, yes, I think so. Cheers for your super chat, Wesley. Codex's a small Grand Caravan, nice. Never heard of it. Release notes, here we go. So apparently 7 days ago, this is what to expect in the next sim update. Several crashes have been fixed across the title. Believe it when I see it. Although, touch wood, I don't get too many problems myself. Dan, hello, welcome. Oh yeah, the ATR from Milvis is going to be pretty awesome as well, to be fair. Pod Gamer, welcome on board. Thanks for joining the channel. More optimization work performed, including performance issued with real-time air traffic control, or air traffic I should say, which is important for those of you who don't use VATSIM, because now the world's gone back to normal. You'll see more real-time air traffic flying around as well with the server, which is quite nice. Air rack updates, improvements on offset localizer and LDA approaches for nav data, that's good. InSim Magvar, that's good. Separated different airways with the same name in nav data. Activated gust tweaking in weather custom settings. Ambient pressure is now smoothly calculated across the entire air column. That's a good one actually as well. VR, don't use that. Activity status stuff, don't really use those. Wow, that's a big list for aircraft. Cockpit textures can be pink for some liveries, but they will be fixed for the general release as a known issue, so it's still an issue. Who knows if that does get done or not. They fixed a bug that prevents live AI aircraft lights from showing. Happy days. That's the one that you were kind of looking out for, really. All these invisible aircraft haven't been ideal. Although today we had lights on the two flying behind us on departure when we looked out the window. Wow, there's loads. Auto rudder resistance in crosswind cancellation to make it smoother. Increased aerobatic max rotation speeds. Water rudder, water handling improvements. They've made some fixes to the 787-10 and the 747, which is quite cool. A couple of tweaks to the Neo as well, the A320. What else have we got here? Lots of tweaks actually to all of these. Big list of things for avionics as well. I won't read through it. I'll stick a link in the live chat because I think Ashley tried it, didn't pop up. DC Mole, hello, welcome. David, I'm not sure what they've got actually. Dan, I've not bothered with the junkers, no. Christo, I've not seen the trailer for the new Scream, no. I need to do a Fly UK route actually, David. I think I'm pretty much at the 28 days, I think, at the moment. ATR is going to be a good one, I think. The Twin Otter's nice. Still under a lot of testing at the moment and lots of tweaks and fixes to go through. It's still under development basically, but within testing at the moment with Aerosoft. They're waiting for Sim Update 5 at the moment. Qualcomm, perhaps, that's a good question. Has it got the same ambition? Does a 787 Heavy Division have the same ambition as the Flabberwire A321X? Heavy Division's just one guy, so he can only do what he can do, but he's made huge improvements, of course, in improving all of this for us. But it's just one person, whereas Flybywire have got a swathe of international volunteers all across the world, basically. Christopher, yeah, I did like that bit of graffiti on that scenery. Actually, that's pretty good. Ah, damn, sod's law. I haven't started that at all, though. That's the problem. I think Comey, who's doing Heavy Division, would like it to get to the level of, for that of course. Ah, lump of radar online, thanks Wesley. 1328. It's made huge improvements already, and the fact it can hold, whereas Flybywire can't, is quite big. Yeah, it's just one guy. It's a huge, hugely impressive feat, really. Lump of radar. But oh yes, that'd be quite strange for us to see, I think. Lumper radar, good evening, Singapore 712 Heavy, flight level 380 inbound gunbow.
Singapore 712 Heavy, Lumper radar identified, continue level 380.
We'll go continue 380, Singapore 712. Hopefully these don't go super loud. I want to have a look outside briefly.
Hi, Thai line, 999 360.
Thai 999 identified,
Look at that.
continue flight level.
Brilliant.
Continue for 360, Thai 9999.
The ATR routes around New Zealand would be quite cool, actually. That's going to be really exciting. The Twin Otter's going to be fun for things like British Rotherham flights into Antarctica and all that sort of stuff. Flights around Iceland as well, perhaps, with I forget the name of their little airline now for domestic Icelandic hops. What's the city down there? GPU is the NVIDIA GeForce RTX 2070 Super, so not massive, it's just very mid-range. Works extremely well for me. That's the thing, isn't it, Christopher? It's a bit of a struggle for Heavy Division because a lot of stuff is encrypted, but he has found a workaround. He's been the reason why all of this is possible at the moment with the Heavy Division mod is because Comey's managed to find a way to get not around the encryption, but he's just built on top of it. So he's created his own code that overwrites whatever code is encrypted. The last time I checked a few weeks ago, I'll have to have a look on Discord again actually, let's have a quick look-see.
For radar, Singapore 490, at flight level 318 for 380.
There was some progress that he was making trying to create custom sounds. There we go, that's on there, that's good.
Continue climb flight level 380.
Continue climb 380.
And no comment progress, so that's 28th of May that was being created. Cool, there we go, I'm back. Little urgent call from work just then, but all good. So, yeah, there's been lots of progress going on. They're looking at custom sound development and things for the Heavy Division mod, which is still, you know, a long way off yet still. And also some progress a couple of months ago where they're trying to create their own model for this as well. Ah, brilliant, here we go. It's literally the second I walk away. Let me get rid of that, guys. Don't need oxygen thieves like that in the chat. If you're new to the channel, please give me a shout out. Well, no, it doesn't work like that. We'll just disappear you instead. Second I walk off for work. Logan, hello to you, I hope you're well. Hope things are well for you. Enjoying the week so far? Oh, where are we? Gugit, VTBS, Abtok, 80 miles. I want to drop that back up to about 160. Dugon Tonic, Lemmy. Pete is my favourite word or favourite phrase. Oxygen. That's how I described the. We had somebody try and sort of, is it social engineering, I think it's called? Somebody tried to do that on Discord the other day. They got dealt with pretty quickly. New merch range. I think, you know what? Maybe we need to create an emoji for that as well.
Okay, 6130, Walaikum Salam, Radio Stream 5.
Oops. All they've got to do is say hello, and then I'll say hello back. Always happy to have a chat. And Nick, good afternoon as well. So I just saw your message within the nonsense. Hello to you. Hope you're okay. Dan, once it's out, will you add the Unibuild's A310 to the Osprey cargo fleet? Absolutely. That's going to be awesome, isn't it? That's going to be really good fun. Trying to find the airline. Maybe it's in my history. Perhaps not. I googled it earlier on. Where is it? Norland Air. There we go. Good old Google Chrome history. Norland Air, they're doing domestic Icelandic hops apparently. That's one of the Aerosoft things. William, nice. Never seen that one actually. Not heard of Simworks Studios either. I'll have to do a bit of research into them and maybe drop them a little email. Michael, strange flying at flight level 380, but Volanta says 39,775. That's just the pressure difference, because we're flying above transition, we're at flight level. So 39,775.
Good evening, Emirates 822 inbound.
It's probably quite a big QNH difference. If that's the case, we're set to standard pressure of 1013.
Squawk 5435.
And that's why that looks a little different.
Squawk 5435, Emirates 9823.
Dan, not yet, no, sadly. Oh, MD11 as well, that's going to be good. Leonardo, is it Leonardo something? I'm bad with all these developer names. Leonardo something. God, I'm going to have to look at that one now as well.
Okay, 6130, push and start approve, facing east, runway 14I.
Leonardo Software House. Tag, hello.
To identify hashtag Lely 3 Bravo arrival, runway 20. Requirement to cross Arama, flight level 190.
MD80 I'm thinking of, isn't it? Yes, and TFDI creating the MD11. God, so many aircraft coming out for MSFS in the next year. It's going to be really exciting. Great year ahead for the sim. Bearing in mind it's only just gone over a year old. Oh, David, we're having a terrible season, aren't we? The new QB seems to be quite promising though. It's got to be said.
Singapore 712.
Singapore 712, pass message.
Singapore 712, position Victor Kilo Bravo, radar service terminated. Monitor Unicom 122, decimal 8 clicks.
Victor Kilo Bravo, radar services terminated, and monitor Unicom 122.8 for Singapore 712. Thank you very much for the ATC. Have a good night.
You too.
It's a technicality that they relieve their duty to provide air traffic control services by telling me that their services are terminated. It's a legal thing. Very accurate for the controller to do that. Oh, David, wow, so you went to the NFL games London. Very jealous of that. Oh, Kurt's a Bills fan. See, I'm a Pats fan, but I also quite like watching the Cleveland Browns. Roland, yeah, no worries. Oh, look at that down in the background. Wow. Basically improvements to the LNAV, VNAV, the way the SimBrief importation works as well, that's all been improved as well quite a bit. Let's see if I can get a good little screenshot here. If I can do it quickly enough. Bit of night flying. David, yeah, so the Tottenham Hotspur Stadium is owned by the owner of the Jaguars, Jacksonville Jaguars, which is why so much money has been pumped into that new stadium, because it was designed to be an NFL stadium primarily, more so than a football stadium. It's a little fun fact for you guys. Ah, Dan, Simworks did the Okavanga Delta scenery. Yes, I do recognise the name now, though I've not got that either. To be honest. What was it like, David? Was it quite full? Was everybody sort of like keeping a bit of distance to each other, or is it very much back to normal? Chargers fan as well, good grief. Being surrounded. You know what? I would have been a Chargers fan if they hadn't have left San Diego, because that is my all-time favourite place in the States that I've ever visited. And for me, I'd probably end up being a Chargers fan if it was still the San Diego Chargers. But Boston being my second favourite had to be, of course, the Patriots as well. Birdman, so I've got another couple of lessons booked. Weather's obviously turning a bit more now. Strangely enough, finding it difficult to book some lessons. Sort of booking into November almost now already. Whereas a couple of weeks back, I could call up and go, have you got any slots this week? And I'd have a couple of days where I could probably squeeze in a time suitable to myself. Oliver, hello to you. Really good, thank you. Hope you're okay. Yeah, now I'm having to sort of plan a month in advance for my lessons, which is difficult to do so when you're kind of, you don't really know how the weather's going to go, and you're preempting, now we're going into winter in the UK, you're preempting bad weather, so you're kind of trying to book a little bit more. What do you guys think, those of you who like the NFL stuff, what do you guys think of this whole Josh Gruden news that's been surfacing over the last day or so? Buccaneers have really distanced themselves from it, and he's stepped down, hasn't he, from the Raiders as a head coach. Bit of controversy going on there. Alpha Tango, waiting for a cargo variant. Yeah, specific, unique one would be quite good, wouldn't it? Rather than livery sort of textured overlays of the passenger variants. William, hello. How are you doing? Dan, I'm working this weekend, sadly. 80 quid for sideline, that's fantastic. Last time I looked at NFL London games, I think the tickets were like 200 and something pounds. Ah, Lid, yes. Beautiful little airfield down in Kent. I'm at Denham, the Pilot Centre. Got some great PA-28s there. They're Garmin G5 or G50 glass cockpits. They're like the little glass Garmin PFD, altimeter speed reader and all that sort of stuff. And a digital compass, a glass cockpit compass as well. Yes. It was always going to happen. There's no recovering from that sort of stuff, is there really? David, have you been to the, is it the Coliseum in LA? Is it the Coliseum? Can't remember now. Or is it, I think it's the SoFi Stadium now, isn't it, actually, in Los Angeles? It's changed to the SoFi Stadium, which looks awesome. But the Coliseum was always a bit of an odd one. Yes, Oliver, that's it. It's actually inside Heathrow's control zone. So there's very specific entry and exit VRPs and restrictions in place. Makes it quite interesting. You can very easily fall foul of either Heathrow airspace or even Luton as well. It's kind of in this little pocket corner, surrounded by license losing airspace that you could accidentally infringe. That's the one. Yeah, yeah. Coliseum looked quite cool, but it was all completely open. Looked very old though. SoFi Stadium looks fantastic. What we got? VTBS, isn't it? So VTBS. Winds 220 at 7 knots. All the nines. Few clouds 2000. Scattered at 7000. 29 degrees Celsius. 24 degrees Celsius dew point and a QNH 1003. Dolney 3 Charlie. Let's have a little look. Let's have a little dabble at Navigraph, shall we? There we are. About halfway now, I think. There we go. Dolney 3 Charlie, expecting 19 left or right. This looks interesting. I think we're going in via Lemmy, aren't we? Yeah, I can see it on the nav display actually. So we're coming in via Lemmy on the Yankee 12, transition at Lemmy, into Dolney, max 280 below 180, and then into Beats. Oh, this is cool. Dolney Beats Salsa Latin. Cool little arrival. Kind of a little Americanized actually, with the way it references something in particular. Very cool. So let me Dolney Beats Salsa Latin. And then we're going out here to Echo. After Echo, maintain heading 015 or as directed by ATC. Do not proceed instrument approach procedure without ATC clearance. So Echo, and then we're looking at 19 left or right. Where's Discord when you need it? In fact, it's in the pinned messages, isn't it? In the live chat. So, Dolney 3 Charlie in via Ruko, ILS 19 right Zulu. There you go. I've answered my own question. In fact, I've answered Wesley's question as well. Good stuff. Oliver, is there a good study level PA-28 for Microsoft Flight Simulator? Absolutely, yeah. The Just Flight PA-28 Warrior 3. That's what you want. I've got the Arrow 3, that's really good. 19 right Zulu, so that's what that's going to look like. Ruko, Royan, Rom, like so. So basically we're going to have to vector ourselves from the star Dolney 3 Charlie. From Echo, we're going to have to sort of vector ourselves around to the ILS, which is going to then take us to Ruko, which is there. And then we're going to commit to the ILS approach. We've got the Savannah Bumumi, definitely pronouncing that wrong, Savannah Boomi VOR, which we need to tune as well, 1.4, and then the ILS frequency of 1095 that we need to obviously check has gone in correctly as well. You can set the approach and it might automatically go in, but you should always check every time in your AdNav page just in case. And you can see from Royan 3500 for the glide slope down, and then at 8 miles glide slope 2000. DA 105, and then our missed approach data is up here as well, so climb to 1000, track 195, climb right turn. We'll have a look at that when we get a bit closer and we start to think about briefing for the approach. For the time being, than it is, that's the only thing, it's very expensive. Departure arrival, VTBS 19 right Zulu. Donny 3 Charlie, there it is. Transition via Lemmy. Where's my charts? Yes, Lemmy. Transition as well via Ruko for the ILS, so insert that, there it goes. And you can see it all in there, added in. We go through legs, we've got a little discontinuity there. 2 discontinuities. So let's clear these. ALUMO, LME, DOLNI, discontinuity, LME, DOLNI. So, LME, DOLNI, ALUMO, LME, DOLNI, so it's cleared the discontinuity there. Sort of felt its turn then, so I just thought I'd quickly check that. The beauty of this is it actually doesn't really swerve off like the old Flywire stables do, like it did yesterday in fact. Salsa Latin Echo, vectors discontinuity to ROM. That's because we've got to take ourselves there. That's fine, we can leave that in, because we know we'll be manually vectoring then anyway, so that will be down to us. Oliver, well, what would you be looking to use for your first VATSIM flight? Would it be airliner, or are you thinking DFR? Bernie, with this question there about the TCA first officer pack, can't get engine 1 starter switch to work, and Dan's there mentioned that it's a bug from Sim Update 5 with a setting in the control configuration within the control menu. David, nice, 2 seats next to each other left for this week. Yeah, Jags Dolphins. I mean, ultimately I think I'd quite like to just go and watch one of those games, regardless of the teams in play. Be quite a nice experience. I'd want to be close to the front though. I've been at the back in stadiums a few times and I'd rather watch it at home. Suwan Nabum. Doctor on board. Is that better? Wow, Dan, you've been going to London Games for 14 years. Brett, good evening over in Australia. Hello to you. Is the heavy division mod for 787 worth flying? Absolutely yes. Really is. You want to make sure you've got the development version though. That's the big bit. You want to go to their Discord server and you want to download the development branch. If you've got Discord and you're not in their server, have a little look in the live chat. and I'm just going to generate a link to their server with the downloads page, and I'll put that in the live chat for you guys. And then all you want to do is click the bit that says latest dev version direct download. Oh, Oliver, you'll be absolutely fine. Heading gets used quite a bit, so it might be worth sort of like trying to vector yourself every now and again as well, just to sort of test that. But it sounds like you'll be absolutely fine. Shamrock, hello. 33 knot crosswind. Yeah, and as Isaac's saying there, most of the VATSIM community is really forgiving, quite patient as well. But like he's saying there, it was one of the tips actually I mentioned in my top 10 tip video for VATSIM a month or so ago. You absolutely don't want to just dive straight into a massive busy event, because it'll just put you off. Instead, start small and build it up. Best way. I'm hoping I can get a load of controllers gathered again over the next sort of week or two. We could do Bristol, and you're very welcome to connect and fly out of Bristol with us. If you've got a Navigraph subscription, that's even better. You'll have the up-to-date versions of the AirRack. That's the word. Good to hear, Dr. Borton. Natural. It's pitch black, isn't it? At least it will hide the terrible default scenery. Ooh. I'd recommend Edinburgh to start off with, to be honest, but if you feel comfortable with Manchester and it's on a normal day, do Manchester. Go through the charts and have a little look through all of that to make sure you're happy with the departure routings. Jets use Samba 1, Romeos I think it is. Visit 23 right. You'll want the Samba 1 Romeo. Simbrief will try and give you the Listo departure, but if you're going 05 you want the Listo departure to go south out of Manchester from memory. It's been quite a few months since I flew out of Manchester actually, I think July. Definitely need to do a little revisit to the Mako Sim Manchester. Preparation's most of the key with VATSIM. Looking ahead at the charts and understanding what all the charts mean. And then you can kind of preempt taxi routings, and you can also preempt your SIDs and stars and what the controllers might request of you. That must be a placement image, because that doesn't sync up with what we're doing at the moment. Oh, look at that. Minimums. Oh, wow. This is new in the Heavy Division mod. You can change that. Oh look, and we can go standard. Ta-da! That's cool. Minimums want rad out. Sim Travel, I've not tried it in a little while, to be honest. This is a cool little screen. That's a new feature. And it's always good to see that the lavatory's vacant as well. There's the hold for a missed approach that it's input itself, which is quite cool. Carrying likes this 777. I really like, well, I like the 777 as well, but we don't have one that's anywhere near decent or certainly worth getting in the sim at the moment. But PMDG are working on one. There's the debug, so if you're using the heavy division mod, you click info. If you're getting some bugs, you can click that and it will tell you, take a screenshot of that and give it to the developer, and you can see what the aircraft is supposed to be doing or trying to do. Cool. Oh, actually, there you go, another cool Simbury feature. Taxi routines you find confusing, so you need to start small airports. So yeah, knowing the layout and things always helps. Sometimes it's worth having a little look at like logging into VATSIM as an observer and just watching how people get routed at the airport that you want to fly at. When you connect to do it yourself, you'll then sort of learn some of the routings for taxiing quite easily then by just listening and watching, I guess. Failing that, you can't go wrong with Edinburgh. It's a really nice one to get started with. Roland, no issues with NVIDIA driver updates yet, but I did notice yesterday that some of my, unless there's an update that's come out today, which I've not downloaded yet, but I noticed the clouds yesterday are a bit pixelated. Dan, has there been any more news on the Mako Sim third airport? Sadly not, no. There's been bits of progress, but I know Sim Update 5 caused a few problems. I don't think there's been any significant updates for a little while. Let's have a quick log in and have a look. Yeah, 19th of August was the last update within the little internal sort of chat that we've got. That'd be great when it comes. We're kind of hoping that'd be done June, July, August time. It was on track to be good for about July, August, but then obviously Sim Update 5 broke a lot of stuff. Brett, it's not changed too far beyond my tutorial that I did for it a little while ago. Give or take, obviously the IRS up here in the overhead panel, these now can turn on and it aligns the IRS as well, and a couple of more switches like seat belts and things can be animated and now moved too. There you go, Oliver, perfect. David's one of our controllers within the community. I always wondered the same thing, Pete, to be honest, but now RJ's mentioned it, it normally means an early morning flight. It kind of makes sense because the milk run is done really early in the morning, isn't it? Just before dawn. So we have to be below flight level 180 at Dolney. It's given us a top descent marker there. That recently, apparently, from what I've read, has been pretty nail on the head. So what we'll do is we'll set a target, an altitude target, and we'll test the VNAV out as well. Max 280 knots at Dolney, it says. And we've got to be at below 140 at Beats and above 10,000 at Salsa. The transition level, flight level 130. flight level 130. Salsa at 10,000. So what we'll do is we get a bit closer towards that top of descent marker. I will literally just turn this to 10,000. And then I'll leave it in... I'm trying to remember now how it works. I'll leave it in VNAV. And I think we trigger top of descent. The aircraft recognises that. And then it will take us down to the control, sort of the to the altitude targets I've set, respecting the constraints as it goes. What we need to do as well is where is it? One line right. We can tune in the ILS stuff as well while we're flying along. Gives us one less thing to do in a little while. We want 111.4. We'll empty that one as well. And you can see there it's got ILS 19 right Zulu 1095, which is the ILS frequency from before as well, which is good to see. We know that's correct. And the DA of 105, which obviously we can't do. Oops. The closest we can get is 110. So we'll set that. We're pretty much ready to go. All we'll need to do as well is down here, as we get closer, we want to go into the approach bit here, and what I remember to do, same with the 747 as well, ground effects a little bit crazy in these, so I will select 25 for arrival. So I'll click that, select it, it'll update the speeds, probably bring it down a knot or two by the time we get there, but I'll click there and then I'll put it into that one there. And then I'll only extend the flaps to 25. Oops. Wow. Don't do that. Knocked the autopilot off by accident. Again, it didn't do anything crazy then. Even though I did that, it stayed straight level. Atlanta's not predicting too far off the same top of descent as well, so if I show you guys that, we've got Volanta Premium. Singapore's still online, working away. There was our departure with a little shortcut as well after takeoff. So we're going straight out to Ledox, then we got that left turn, got a bit of a sort of 180 teardrop back towards VTK like so. So we had a real nice little shortcut actually for that, and then we were up, out through Singapore airspace into Kuala Lumpur, Malaysian airspace. Over Kota Baru, which is the little city we had just as we left the coast. Got a nice storm cell there that we flew through a few minutes ago. That's telling us that our top of descent is almost now, or in 5 minutes time it says. And then you can kind of see the approach here. So from Echo, it just forgets what it wants us to do. But effectively, we're going to vector ourselves left and then fly into the right of the two runways there, which I forget which one's which. What I haven't done actually is put our screenshots in. So let's add those. Wow, look at that for some weather. Oswaldo, no problem at all. Have you got, do you have Discord by any chance? And Isaac, no, it's Volanta. Volanta.app. It's created by Orbex, actually, I think. There's a free version, and the one that I've got there is the paid-for version as well. It's Volanta Premium, and what that one does is it also state saves, so as you fly along it remembers the aircraft's state, effectively. Oh, Jay, nice. How long were you serving for? Picking up some weather there now in the weather radar. There's our top of descent in about 80 miles or so, 85 miles. Then we'll start our way down. We put the left VOR on as well. That'll track eventually when we get a bit closer. Oswaldo, the live chat, I'll put a link in there actually. That's the Heavy Division Discord server. If you click that, it should load up with the downloads page. But failing that, I will also put the direct download. Wow, he's got 7,223 members in his Discord. That's incredible. I'll also share the direct download link. So if you're on PC, all you've got to do is click Reese. No, it doesn't, sadly, but it does state save. So if you get a crash to desktop, apparently it can remember where you left off. David, no, not really. I think you get a couple of people that are into Major League Baseball, but I never got into that. Though I went to is it Slugger's Bar in Chicago? That was cool. Smashed a load of balls with a baseball. Wojtek, nice. I've never really got into the CJ4. RJ, the last bit's the most important bit. Sign of a good service. Love how we're going into like this weird little climb. There we go, woke it up. That'd have been my fault because I accidentally turned the autopilot off. Hopefully she levels off here though. Seems to be. There we are, we'll take it. 160 is about 75 miles top of descent. You can see the star coming into view now as well. 130-ish miles away there. A lot of people enjoying the CJ4. You know, I've used it once on stream. Really enjoyed using it, but it's never. It's not the sort of aircraft I quite enjoy in the sim. Usually I like bigger, better, heavier, or power. That sort of like airliner type stuff, or jets. But the CRJ from Aerosoft blew my mind. The PMDG DC6 blew my mind as well, to be fair. Really enjoyed both of those. CRJ is my favourite by far at the moment. Looking forward to the Milviz ATR. That's going to be good. The Aerosoft Twin Otter, that flies nice. Yeah, you can't have it both ways, RJ. Brilliant. Isaac, you can get pan-pans. I have heard 1 or 2 pan-pans, but it's usually met very with the response from a very frustrated controller. They tend to try and not do it or not allow it. If it's as it is at the moment, for example, and you were flying into, for example, you'd fly into the into Bangkok today, and there'd be an approach controller on. If you contact them in advance and say that you'd like to practice a pan-pan, would you be able to do it? They'll either say yes or no. I think that's the accepted way of doing it at the moment. So ordinarily the answer is usually no, but if you ask in advance and they can deal with it, then they will. But as Kurt's saying there, actually, it's up to the controller whether they accept your emergency or not. Most of them just tell you to disconnect, especially if it's busy, because it does muck other people up a little bit sometimes. Nice. To do an emergency descent as well. And what airspace? Controller was great, awesome. Oswaldo, absolutely. You do need to have the Premium Deluxe edition of Microsoft Flight Simulator, of course. If you weren't already aware, you have to have Premium Deluxe and the 787-10 that Asobo have put into that edition. This then mods on top of it and improves that. We'll take awesome. Sounds exciting. Oops. We want star. Let's see, STA. Ah, there we go, data. Bit too much information on that. Danny, hello, welcome. How far are we from top of descent? 40 miles. And going well so far. I even accidentally disconnected the autopilot and nothing happened. So let's see, we wanted about 10,000, didn't we? Let's see, we'll do 14 for now. David, I think it's pretty rubbish scenery, to be honest. We'll find out when we get there. At below 140 at Beats. It's 10 miles between Dolney and Beats. So we'll do 120. I think we're now picking up the VOR as well. We're 130 miles to go. There we go, that's just activated SVB. And I will do a final check of the METAR VTBS, I think, isn't it? QNH1004. And the transition was 130, wasn't it? Flight level 130 for transition. ENAV. There's the descent now stuff. Never clicked that. I think that activates the descent page. We'll have a look. Offsets will be a good one. If you can master how to do those, you can fly up to 2 miles to the right or left of an aircraft on an oceanic track, which is quite cool. 12 set, VNAV, LNAV, VNAV path. So we've set the altitude we want to go to. And when we hit that top descent marker in a few miles from now, we should automatically have the aircraft pitch down for us. David, yeah, Singapore's pretty good. I think I won that in the Twinfinity giveaway about 4 or 5 months ago. Never got around to using it. Isaac, yeah, I spoke to a couple of the DFD A350 developers actually. Not too recent though. I feel like this top descent marker is a bit too high. Because DOLNI's there. Oh, they're still quite a way away from there, to be fair. I think maybe looking into middle of next year for a release, at a guess. There you go, look at that, 10 miles to top of descent now. And into some nasty weather. So we know what we're doing with the descent. There's a quick refresher of the Star ALUMO descending down to DOLNI, max 280 at or below flight level 180, Beats at or below flight level 140, and then Salsa at or above 10,000 but max of 250 knots. Then we're going to head down to Echo at or above 5,000 before then vectoring ourselves around to the ILS as well. And in a second we will get our VNAV descent triggered. Don't forget to give the stream a little like while you're here. Check out our merch store as well. My baseball cap's on order. Should be delivered actually in the next few days. Oh, Yoep, let's hope. That would be quite cool, wouldn't it? I'm hoping for the 737 at maybe mid-November. Be very exciting, won't it? That's going to be quite fantastic. Okay, here we go. LNAV, VNAV path. We've set flight level 120. Danny, in the 787, the display brightness is down here. Outboard display, inboard display, panel flood. There we go. VNAV speed. So it's changed from VNAV path to VNAV speed. We've hit the top of descent, the marker's disappeared, and now we're going into this nice descent down. And all we've done is change the altitude. That's it. What I might do is intervene with speed instead. Alberto. Brilliant. Oh, Doctor on board, fantastic. We've got ATIS. VTBS ATIS information alpha, 210 at 9, few clouds 2000, broken at 7000. 29 degrees Celsius, 24 degrees dew point for Celsius as well. Arrival and departing runway 19 left and 19 right. Expect ILS 19 left or 19 right. Interesting. Savannah Bumi Tower. It's a mouthful, isn't it? 1182. .2, that's in the box. Shamrock. There's our banana. Let me turn the weather radar off, you can see it a bit better then. There you go. So that's telling us that at that point we should be getting to around flight level 120. It's a bit bouncy at the moment, but also our Mach is increasing, so what we could do is trigger that over onto knots and we can just tell the aircraft to hold 280. And we might need a bit of speed brake because you can see the bananas slipped away a little bit there. We'll keep an eye on that as we go down. Danny, no problem. At least you know now. We're going to go through a load of cloud in a minute, so... Roland, yeah, Flight Sim Expo. Sadly, no, nothing in the UK or Europe. A few people have been asking actually that they consider a European one. That would be quite cool. I think that could be Bangkok off in the distance. Who knows? Seatbelt signs are on. We've got anti-icing on auto through the clouds. We've got the wing lights on as well. Might as well. And 120 just before south salute on that prediction, so that's looking pretty good. Gets quite busy, this nav display, with everything going on. I've never heard of any in Europe. It'd be quite interesting to see if there are some. Quite like to visit one, I think. See what freebies are on offer. Get some like a bag or something. Might even take some of my own merch. You'll find a random British AvGeek sticker just dotted around in the hall. What do we want? So that's going to suggest 25 degrees, 141 knots roughly. So we'll pop that in like so. We'll do a 25-degree flap approach. Approach-wise, let's see. Have a quick look at the airport charts as well. Wow, that's a lot of. Just want the one with the charts on it. 19 right, so we're probably going to vacate Echo 13 potentially, and then we'll turn on to Echo to then head back towards the terminal. So what I always do for approach is I'll look at the charts that I'm then going to follow after landing as well. So I'll do landing 19 right, I'll look at roughly where to plan to vacate. So I'm going to try and vacate Echo 13. We'll then go up on Echo. I'm expecting we'll get taxi instructions, back up Echo, maybe onto Delta, and then not quite sure where we'll park actually. Wherever Singapore will do in real life, I guess. Didn't know there was a Cosford flight sim show. Used to fly at Cosford myself as a air cadet flying instructor. I know the Cosford Air Show is very good. 120, look, so that's that VNAV path sort of indicators stabilised quite nicely for us there. So that top of descent marker was absolutely bang on. Just there on that 30-mile range ring. I'd love to go back to Cosford again for a day. Quite far away from where I live now though, sadly. We've got minimum set. We'll keep terrain on for the time being. I think we're pretty much prepped. Actually, what was the QNH? $1004. I think it is. Now what have I done here? EFIS display, that's it. When I come off standard. That's the one. Then we go system, we go back onto here. Wrong button, fat fingers. There we go, QNH 1004. Like so. We'll change the standby instrument as well to make sure they sync up together. 1004. Salsa's max of 250, so let's slow that down now, and we'll set 10,000 as well. It's basically going to be a requested stand echo 2. I'll try. I tend to just get I take what I'm given though. There we go, that's a bit better. 250. Snoozle, welcome aboard, thanks for subscribing. There's our missed approach and hold. Missed approach as well actually, we'll have a quick refresh of that. It's climb to 1000 on a track of 1905, then climb right turn direct to Ripso at 3000 and hold as directed. And we know we want 3500 at Royan, which isn't on the charts. We've got Echo, Ruco, Rom. So Rom, 2500 according to the charts. So that's going to be important for us. So you can see it's on the constraint there as well. We'll leave that up for reference, 141. We'll trigger 146 roughly is a bit of an estimate for us as well. We've met our constraints so far, and the banana now for Salsa is showing at or above 10,000 just after Salsa. That's perfect as well, that's what we want. And we've found our speed constraint as well, we've got that sorted too. There's the bird, there we are. Can't see very much. Oh, there we go. We're in the cloud. Wow, thick cloud at that. Start to turn this because we're going to be turning. It's about that. So 5,000 for Ruco. Savannah Bumi traffic, Singapore 712 Heavy is inbound ILS 19 right, ILS Zulu via Beats and passing Salsa, switching to Tower. We'll have a little listen. Thanks to our tower controller for connecting as well, really kind of you. Just above our, what is in the Airbus at least, is the green dot speed. Wesley, I think that's because you're too far away perhaps. You guys could, I guess, go straight towards Ruko as the initial approach fix. Take that shortcut. Zoom in here. Just zoom in a bit more. 10 mile range. They're all on, and we're turning. QNH 1004 is set as well because we're below transition, so that's good. We're now on feet or altitude for QNH rather than flight level. The blue lines I missed approach at Ripso, like you can see there, hold at Ripso. That's one of the great features with this mod. Velvet Blue, welcome on board.
Tower, radio 555. Pier 35, your clearance is on request, standby. Standby.
I have to start slowing down in a second, so we've got to keep going down to about 5 now. Let's go down to flap 1. Actually, let's see. 205.
Pier 35, clearance is available, report ready to copy. Ready to copy.
So, auto brake armed, auto brake 1, might set 2, see what happens, but 1 will be fine. See that VOR moving as well, because the runway's here. Runway 19 on right. Can't see it, but the airfield's down there. Can't see a chuffing thing. Yeah. Gonna be interesting. That's one. We'll fly that flat 5 speed as well, shall we? David, awesome, going direct south, so I love it. Makes sense, might as well. So we're flying that sort of like that downwind leg now in the circuit. How are we doing with the descent actually as well? Oh, we're still at 10,000. Better start dropping that down. Down we go. ILS is picking up. Wow. Look at that weather. Koshal, hello to you. Viraj, just set them myself actually. Done a tutorial for it on the channel if you want to check it out and set your own. Oh, that's bright. Slats are extended there. Missed approach is max 190 knots as well, till after the turn. And no turn after missed approach point. Emilu, hello. Really good, thank you. Hope you're okay. Danny, I think so. Also, look to the west. You're waving your hand 42 kilometers from VTBS. I'm looking out the window. Can't see. I'm sure you're out there somewhere. Look at that, that little cell there is just, it's all coming around to get us. That little pocket at the moment. There's Rom, says the ILS.
Ready for pushback and engine start.
Pier 35, pushback type, face north.
Pushback and engine start approach. Wait good.
Here comes the bumpiness. $5,000, max 220 knots, so that's fine. We're within that constraint as well. And then we're going to shortly want 195. You can see the discontinuity if I turn. Wow. You can actually hear the rain hitting the glare shield. Or the windscreen, I should say. And if you guys can hear that, there's the discontinuity, that big gap, which is why it's important to keep this heading bug synced. Isaac. Let's hope not. $5,000. Whoa. Wow. ROM 2.5. Let's set that to 3,000 actually. 3,500. Coming up to Echo, then we've got the vectors reminder there. What we'll do is we'll zoom out slightly, we can see ROM. And we'll click that, so we can see everything behind us as well. 141, I'm going to be targeting 146. We're out of range of the ILS now. Shamrock, interesting. Should be fine. Can't see you waving through the cloud, Doctor on board. I'm sure you're down there somewhere. If you tune to Unicom and say hello, we'll hear you. 1182 actually. Okay, turning at Echo. So we're going to go to set that 013, that syncs up. Now we're off LNAV, we're on heading select. Start a left turn. So now we're on base, we're flying a base leg almost. We're entering base leg. Down to 3.5. 190, flaps 10. Not that you can see the flaps moving. You can just about. You can see the wing flex. Is that Wesley by any chance? Let's do 270. $190, that's good. Flaps 10. So we've got 50. In fact, that is Wesley. I can see it's popped up on TCAS now as well. You know what I might do? I might turn on to Unreal Weather off MSFS Live Weather. Ground is online as well. Awesome. 12165. So that's primed. Get that into the standby box. 1905, isn't it? Three and a half, that's good. Continue down to 3. Yeah, this is landable, of course it is. Especially in this heifer of an airliner. Minimum's 110. Doctor on board, it's raining now, is it? There we go. Now there's Wesley. Blasting in for a parallel. We're out of range at the moment for the ILS. That will pop up in a minute, we'll see the bars appear then, he says. We'll go back onto this mode. 1905. Ah, you bugger, you bugger. Ah. Right, vertical speed it is. Let's get down. Lock mode. TCAS warning popping up, and we're actually below the cloud now. Glide slope's armed, 1182. Savannah Babooni Tower, good evening. Singapore 712 Heavy, Boeing 787-10, established on the ILS runway 19 right to land. Information Alpha.
Singapore 712 Heavy on the full ground, good evening. Continue approach runway 19 right, number 1.
Continue approach 19 right, number 1, Singapore 712.
Time 9999, full established runway 19 left.
Thai 9999 Suvarnabhumi Tower, good evening. Runway 19 left, number 1, continue approach.
Can't hear him. We're actually doing a parallel though. Rom. Two stages, we'll do flap 18. It's Wesley's just ever so slightly ahead and potentially below.
Thank you, Tower, PU Air 35, position 1819 site at X1 for IFR departure.
PU Air
Final bits
35,
checks.
hold top runway 19 and left. Good evening, Swift Tower.
That's looked good.
Hopefully you can PU Air 35. Good evening.
Glide slope.
47, Singapore 712, clear to land, runway 19 right, winds 210 at 9 knots.
Clear land 190 right, Singapore 712 heavy. Glide slope. Captured. And descending.
2500.
Thai 9999, winds 210 at
Clear
9
down.
knots, runway 19 left, clear to land.
Clear to land 19 left, Thai 9.
Laps 20. I think that's 20. Yep. And there we go, 146. Laps 25, and that's us set. Trying to find Wesley through the cloud and the rain. Get the wipers on. Can Wesley see me? He's over there somewhere. $1,000 to minimums. I'm very tempted to go to unreal weather just to sort of see if I can spot Wesley, but we should burst out of the cloud any second, I'd like to think. Make sure my feet are on the rudder pedals. 9 knot headwind, according to the display. 1,000. 148. 146 is at the target. Let's go to unreal weather then. Real quick. Still can't see him. Apparently this is actually the weather. That's quite different, isn't it? Oh, there's Wesley. There he is. Right there. Anyway. I have controls. Now I wish I turned the wipers off.
100. 50. 40. 30. 20.
Oh, ground effect was horrendous then. That took me up.
PU Air 35, runway 19 right, line up and wait, squawk mode Charlie.
Line up and wait. How is your 35?
Decel. We missed Echo 9.
Singapore 712, welcome to Bangkok, Suvarnabhumi. Vacate left when able, turn left on Echo and contact ground 12165. Good day.
Roger, vacating on Echo 13, then left on Echo 12165 for Singapore 712 heavy. Thank you for the ATC. Good night.
Good night.
Kind of hoping we'd see a bit more with the unreal weather.
Thai 9999, welcome to Bangkok, Suvarnabhumi. Vacate right when able and turn right onto Bravo. Contact ground 121.65. Have a good night.
Flight controls.
Thai 9999, please repeat again.
Thai 9999, vacate right when able, turn right onto Bravo and contact ground 121.65. Have a good night.
RV right on able and turn right onto Bravo.
Doesn't look like anything.
And contact ground, yeah.
Get the spoilers in. Savannah Boomy, ground, Singapore 712 Heavy, good evening to you. Vacated on Echo, request taxi to gates.
Singapore 712, welcome to Bangkok, Savannah from my British friends. Do you have any gateways?
I think it was gate Echo 2 if possible, please. Singapore 712.
Singapore 712, roger. Taxi gate X2 via Echo Delta 6 Tango 14.
Taxi stand Echo 2 via Echo Delta 6 and Echo 14 Singapore 712. Good evening.
Good evening.
Get the flaps up. Get the charts up.
For ladies and gentlemen, a warm welcome. Please remain seated with your seatbelt
Delta 6 is a bit further up.
Hello, ground time 9999.
When leaving the aircraft,
Bravo.
please take care and open
For
the overhead compartment and check
Brilliant.
that you have not.
Time 9090909. Welcome to Bangkok, Savannah from Do you have any good news?
We can take
Don't let me forget, guys, Volanta.
Note that the boarding gate will close 10 minutes before
Time
departure.
9090909.
It's been
Roger.
our pleasure serving you on this flight.
Via
Thank you
Alpha
for
2
flying
confirm.
Singapore Airlines, a member of Star Alliance.
Delta
Alpha 2,
6 Echo 14.
Roger, taxi Alpha Q via Bravo Charlie 4 and Tango 4.
Tango 14. We've got Echo 2, Doctor on board.
Tango 4 to Echo 4, Captain. Yeah, sorry, time 999.
Echo 2 I think is what we've been given. Mind you, that'll be the old stream delay, won't it? Somebody's departed. Can't see him though because of the invisible light issue. I should probably turn all my lights off as well.
from ground here to gate taxi.
Wing, strobes,
Pier
landing lights.
Taxi holding point runway 1 and right via Delta 2 to Echo 1.
Holding point 19 left. Delta 2 Echo Pier. Correction, 19 right.
Echo 2 I think straight ahead of us. Wojtek, it can do, providing you use the FSU IPC stuff and you set it up as a flight. It will then monitor all the different stages effectively, which is quite cool. Tango 14, then Echo 2's directly in front, so we'll zoom in here. In fact, it's like we've also got a follow me car.
November 123 Bravo Tango radio check.
Because he's pretty much going to Echo 2.
Number 123 Bravo Tango, stand up for me.
Jason, hello, welcome.
555. November 123 Bravo Tango.
Here's the most depressing default scenery.
November 123 Bravo Tango, your clearance session request time by just 1 minute. Stand by.
APU's firing. It's Echo 2. It's literally where that guy parked. How strange. Dude needs to get out of the way. Where'd he go? Ugh. Just turned his light.
1, 2, 3 Bravo Tango.
Ah, well. We'll go through him.
Ready to copy.
Death trap.
Ready to copy, the remote to button. Number 1, 2, 3 Bravo Tango. Now, you're clear.
Can't see a chuffing thing.
Active runway 1 and a left. Make left close pattern. Maintain 1000 score 712.
Looking good.
19 left. Left close traffic 1000 7123.
November 123 Bravo Tango.
That's annoying.
123 Bravo Tango.
Still.
Read back first.
That's all off.
To report ready
Ding
for taxi.
dongs. And APU
Startup approved. Report ready for taxi.
is
November
on.
123 Bravo Tango.
Thai 9090909.
Basil,
Person
sure.
gate number.
Let's change the time today.
I hold you Alpha 2 but Roger. Continue taxi gate.
Much better at daylight, isn't it?
Continue taxi gate. Thai 909. Thank you.
No problem.
Jetway. And there is something coming soon that we can all look forward to from FSLTL.
Contact Tower 118.
Little sneak peek. You guys can tell me what that is. It looks fantastic. Oh dear. Don't hit me wing. Oh, he's got different scenery. ABS Simulation, hello, welcome. Oh, there goes the screenshot. Maybe I'll do this, look, it kind of hides it then, doesn't it? You'll never know. Ah, we are crossing a little bit there. Baggage is working away. Just a bit aviation simulation, yes. What is FSLTL? Trying to get the wing out of the thing. Let's see. That creative drone camera positioning. This FSLTL is basically creating a model matching system for Microsoft Flight Simulator, and I've been helping them do the VATSIM stuff for about 8 months or so now. The project was hit quite significantly because of AIG basically throwing a grenade into the community with the whole FLAI stuff, which is all a bit of a shame really. But FSLTL have come back after a couple of months break, reworking everything, and they've been hard at work with a swathe of fantastic livery creators who are all involved in the MSFS community, and they're working away at numerous aircraft, including that Thai A350-900 that we can see here, piloted by Wesley of course, which is quite cool. It's the first time I've seen it actually, and if I wasn't mistaken it actually had lights. It will be completely freeware, Basil. Freeware, which is what's so good about it. Got cabin lights.
Tango, ready for taxi.
Look at it in that light. Wow.
123 Bravo Tango.
Right, where is A, David, and B, what was my landing rate? Oh good, David's on the way in. There he is. We'll spot him land. Review your flight.
123 Bravo Tango, that's for your corporation.
Stats.
Taxi flight Tango.
We've got G-force of 1, which is pretty smooth, landing rate of 388 foot per minute. It's our little taxi route in.
Tango 12, Tango A, Golf Charlie.
And there was my vectoring.
1 to runway 19 left.
Not too bad.
123 Bravo Tango, squawk standby.
Now we've got a spot. David on approach. Where is he? The home of Doctor on Board, of course. Bradley Air is quite an issue. FSLTL stuff though seems to be working quite nicely. I'm not sure. In fact, let me check .aircraft. It'll tell me. Where is it? Singapore 190. So that is also an FSLTL Singapore Airlines A330-300 that David's displayed as, even though he's an A320. So hopefully we see some lights on him. We'll get the drone camera speed up. New subscriber, welcome aboard. And what else have we got? We need to find out if he's on 18 left or right. So quickly change to tower 1182 on 1182. Should hear him soon. I'd imagine he's on 18 right, or whatever it was that we 19 right. Where is the runway? Oh, there it is. I only just landed on it. It's good to know I knew where I was going. 19 right. So at some point we should see David pop into view. Wesley's impressed A350 model matching in MSFS. Hold F2 and it'll speed up the drone. Oh, all these tips. Love it. Right, but perfect. David's on right. And then when he gets down, hopefully we will park up together and we'll get a little screenshot, of course. Has to be done. Friday's going to be good. We've got the... we're in the CRJ again. And we're going to be flying Osprey Ops into Greenland for a tricky approach into Nasa Square, whatever it's called. Basil, yes, I do at the moment. That's because I'm a sort of like a tester slash part of their dev team. So we've got lots of test packages and things all being worked on and improved all the time. Still a little bit of away from release, but at the moment they've got great facility of A320s, 19s, 21s, 21 Neos. A330s are getting built in. A350s are getting improved really nicely as well. Pretty good.
Fully established for runway 19, right?
Swear, David's saying that to the beat there.
Takeoff 490.
That's it, Wesley. I was going to do the A320, I think it was, but in fact I was going to do the A330 Neo Greenland, but you gave me the dare of using the CRJ for the... There's the light. Strobes flashing away, just about to see them. So this is an FSLTL model. That's a weird bit of scenery work going on there. Bradley, FSLTL is also going to do that as well for free. And it works very, very well for that actually, got to be said. So you can look forward to that, and FSLTL is completely free. It's going to be really in-depth and full of detail as well. Told me to do CRJ, Wesley. I've got to be doing it in the CRJ now. I was going to do Air Greenland. South Korea, fantastic. Hello to you, welcome. Whereabouts are you from in South Korea? I've been to Seoul plenty of times. Beautiful place, fantastic. Absolutely fantastic Korean barbecues. And you're our ground controller as well. Thank you very much for connecting. That's really kind of you. So the FSLTL models have got lights. You guys can see that there. Looking good. As frames per second with offline traffic, just as good. We'll have a little chat in Discord after today's stream and we'll decide if we're going to do Air Greenland A330 Neo into NASA Square or if we'll stick to the Osprey CRJ. I quite like to do the CRJ, I think. Not done that for a little while. And it's my favourite aircraft in the sim. Michael, it's Friday we're going to be doing that. NASA Square, I think it is. I can't spell it.
runway 19 right, clear to land, wind 2.
Oh, near Busan, nice.
Clear to land at Singapore 490.
Thanks for tuning in. I hope you've enjoyed a bit of traffic for the control today.
490, just confirm runway 19 right, please.
Should be lined up for 19 right, sir.
Yeah, loads of bug fixes, Birdman. Apparently they've fixed the lack of AI lighting as well with the aircraft, which is quite good. Nice short taxi for David as well. Hopefully pops along next to us. In fairness, the default scenery here, I know it's AI generated, but the layout of it looked pretty good.
Tower Singapore 490, I believe I'm lined up for 19 right.
Affirmative, Singapore 490, you're lined up for 19 right, so just continue.
Roger, continue. Singapore 490.
I think David's last pilot in. A quick zoom out, let's have a look. Indeed he is. Jolly good. Here he comes. Rolling, no worries. Catch you Friday. Bradley, yeah. FSLTL is going to be really good. You guys are seeing quite a good little preview of it here actually with the A350 and this their A330-300 as well. And if I can catch it, then I will be flicking or zooming along actually up close behind him, I hope. Yeah, we should be able to move fast enough. Hopefully we can see like the spoilers deflect like they've got on the A320s that they've modelled at the moment. They've got 737s as well. Gonna switch back to ground because not sure, sending me some messages. Nice Square Airport, there we go, that's the one. Michael, thank you. I think it was included in the last World Update as well with the Nordics. I will do Osprey CRJ Ops, Wesley. I do like the CRJ. Yeah. We've got sounds. Just gonna kill the music so you can hear the FSLTL sounds as well. Steve, not yet. It's coming though. No problem at all. Yeah, Dwyle, I kind of wish I just stuck with it, but I was hoping I could load in and see Wesley up close for a good screenshot. Here comes David in the FSLTL A330. There's the spoilers. I'm trying to keep up with it. And the, oops. And the reverse thrust. There we go. God, my drone camera ability is really bad, isn't it? There you go. You can see that pretty good there, actually. Change the time. So this is their A330. NASA Swat. Michael, you're going to have to help me with the pronunciation of that as well. Good grief. There we are. So this is a freeware project that's been in progress for a little while, building loads of models and liveries and things for all that as well. Oh, velocity is going to be great, Basil, yes. Great little model though, look at that. And I think we can see flaps move as well when David does bring them in.
Singapore 4907, ground welcome to Bangkok, Southern Food. My friend, do you have anything ready?
I'm sorry, sir, I didn't hear your last.
Do you have any gate number?
Michael, when is soon?
Negative.
I don't know. It's that good old soon TM.
Singapore 4907, Roger, taxi, gate Echo 6 via Echo, Delta 6, Tango 14, Tango 13.
And Bradley, yeah.
Roger, taxi truck to Echo, Delta 6, and then after that?
Tango 4, Tango 13.
Trying to find his, at least it's got lights, or some lights I should say. Trying to spot it before he gets the flaps retracted. You can see the slats as well. Whenever you're ready, David. We're all watching. Basil, yes, it's a bit hit and miss on some of the models. Look at that, you've got some runway turn-off lights there as well. Oh, there goes the flaps. Hopefully you just saw it. Saw the slats move at least. There you go, flaps are up. And here we are. John, hello to you, welcome. Who's this? Great choice of livery. So yeah, the FSLTL stuff, you got spoilers, animated spoilers, speed brakes, flaps, slats, lights, sounds as well that are being worked on all the time and updated as well. So you guys that are still tuned in are seeing all of that, as well as obviously the A350-900 over there, and David displayed as the A330-300 from FSLTL as well. Looking rather fantastic. Just reset the drone horizon. Where is he? Wesley, what livery are you going to be using? Oh, there he is. He's elusive. It'll be good to know what livery actually, because then I'll be able to try and download it, or if not, see if they've got it installed. John, nice, getting ready to cross the pond there, A350, fantastic. What route? RJ, I'm not sure. Here he comes. Look at that. How good does that look? Ah, right, yeah, it won't exist in FSLTL then, sadly. Oh, look at these. What a way to ruin a screenshot. I'm gonna have to do that, be a bit creative with it. And there's a truck in the way. David, where are you going? Oh. Love it. Perfectly parked. There we go. Isaac, yeah, a little bit reflective, but I think they're trying to reduce the polys by cutting out on as much as possible. It's not necessarily as you're not going to look close to it, if that makes sense. Who knows? But like I said, there's a lot of work to be done as well. I hope you guys have enjoyed today's little live stream as well. Thank you to all of our controllers, both at Singapore Changi and at Bangkok as well, for tuning in and controlling us as well at the same time. Thanks to Wesley and David for flying along as well. There's a fire truck en route for David's aircraft. And hope to see you all on Friday, same time as always, 1 PM in the afternoon. And we're then going to be connecting and flying into Greenland for a really tricky circle to land in the Aerosoft CRJ, manually flown. We'll see what happens there. So be sure to tune in for that. Thank you everybody for watching. Thanks Wesley for your super chat tip as well, and a very warm welcome to all of our new subscribers to the channel as well. Be sure to head to our Discord server, and as always we continue the conversation in there. In the meantime, as always, thank you very much for watching, and I hope to see you all on Friday. Take care. See you soon.